is no evidence connecting the deaths. What? Pushing back against
The only way that's possible is that's what you call a criminal dump site. But normally, wherever they dump bodies at like that, you normally have something that's gonna consume them quick. We talking about Texas, right?
Yeah.
Ain't no alligators in Texas, baby.
No.
Oh yes.
Nah. They mostly Louisiana, Florida.
Because Texas, right up against Louisiana, and Louisiana got gators. But Texas don't got gators. That sounds weird.
Yeah, they don't got no gator because it go from Louisiana, Mississippi, Mobile might have a few, but then it's just really Florida and Louisiana is the main two alligator crocodile states.
Look, I went to go visit Macomb, Mississippi, right?
Mississippi, yep.
Look, and my great grandmama's uncle. No, my grandmama's uncle got a park named after him called Percy Quinn Park. Right? Old Irish senator. Anyway, all of the people in the family, let's go down to Percy Quinn Park, go swimming. Man, I get down to Percy Quinn Park, I see trees just floating around in the water. They running in there swimming, and I'm like, I'm not going in there because them trees look like they got teeth. They swimming in there with the gators, man. I was like, y'all cool. I can't do the gator thing. That ain't my lane. That's why I like the North, because we ain't got no gators or no sharks.
Yeah.
We got no. Only poisonous snake is the Michigan rattler, and they rare. They so rare that you might live in the woods all your life and never see one. So I ain't really worried about them. I ain't gotta worry about no grizzlies. I don't gotta worry about no polar bears. Occasionally, you might catch a puma or a wolverine in a strange part of Michigan. They had a couple Black Panther sightings up by Flint, between Flint and Saginaw, but we don't have that, like, that down south animal danger. We don't have that up here.
Yeah.
Really, and down south, you said you get ran over by a pack of wild boars, ate by alligators, and we don't know what else they got off in the woods back there. We go hunt giant swamp rabbits. That is the name, giant swamp rabbits. They literally big as hell.
Hey, they got Bigfoot and reptilians, the walking shade shifted ones. Tell them.
Yeah, and Kittiwakes.
Yeah, they want to chase me.
Those are the Kittiwakes, what they call the Wookiees on the Wookiees on Star Wars. Bigfoot. Yeah. What's my man name on there? Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Bigfoots. Yeah. We've been knowing about them for thousands of years. They're not no stranger to us over here. They only a stranger to the land.
Right.
We even intermix with them in certain points, especially in the Mississippi Valley.
And Appalachian Mountains.
So we know about them. They're not strange to us. And they just wonder why they don't get to see them as often, because they have a telepathic connection where when humans start getting close, they can hear you thinking while you approaching. They go the other way. That's why they so hard to walk up on.
And they usually live in close to cave. They live in the caves, but they live. If you see them, they usually close no more than 50 to 25 miles from there, because they can run pretty fast. These guys.
And they got what they call crystal gateways, where They take a crystal to a certain part of the ley line and say a sacred word, and it'll open the portal.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So, but that's all. That's a whole nother story. We getting off that right there is a whole.
Yeah, I got one for that one too.
A whole deciphering myth in and of itself, because the native was telling the settlers when they came, if y'all get past us, y'all gotta fight them big hairy motherfuckers in the woods. Mm-hmm. And then you gotta remember the Mississippians in 6'9", 6'10", dressed up with this wolf costume on. That's where you get your werewolf legend from.
That's right.
Right? Because we wear wolves and they suck blood because they vampires.
Right.
Right? So they telling you who they is in stories like Twilight, American Werewolf in London. Right? They telling you the difference in who's who, but it's confusing because they whitewashing all of the actual people. That's those true people that's taking those forms. The concept of turning into the werewolf on the full moon is an exaggeration of a wartime rage. Right? It ain't the full moon. It's just that the battles fought at night under the full moon is their specialty.
Right.
They take the mythology to shroud the truth of the matter.
Right.
So the more Mississippians, they're the ones who bailed Chief Pontiac out on Belle Isle. That's why they said that a bunch of giant wolves came out the darkness and attacked them on 2 feet. Giant walking wolves. Between 7 and 8 feet tall. That's what the French soldiers reported back. So we know what the old Mississippians dress like when they go into war. Remember, they talk about war paint, but they don't talk about the stealth technology of dressing like the animals of the land that they not familiar with. But we are. What they call in the Buffalo Soldier. Because we used to wear buffalo pelts and live among the buffalo, and that's how we knew when the harvest, when the baby buffalo was being born, when the albino buffalo was coming, when the last time he was here, what's the significance, because the last 10 times he came, this is what we saw. So when you see the albino buffalo, it means this is going to happen again. Because it consistently happened 10 times in a row, so on the 11th time you see it, it got to happen. Because it happens every time. It's consistent. If it was inconsistent, we couldn't leave you the legend because we don't have nothing to draw from. Because there's no pattern there. But the consistency shows the pattern. So then they tell you about the white buffalo lady, but they don't tell you how to find her. They don't tell you that those are codes for the people of the tribes to know how to find one another in order to reassemble the power base of the tribes of the land. So we forget our culture, so we don't know how to find these people. Because we keep looking for some pale-faced $5 Indian to be the one, and it ain't going to never happen. You got a whole lot of imitators and perpetrators, but you can't never overcome the originators. Because when the originators is present, that energy frequency connects them together according to the laws of nature. And that's how you create that bridge without nobody seeing it, but you doing it in everybody's face. And they don't even know what they're looking at. They think artists is just making songs and people on the social media is just talking. Until stuff started happening. When it's more than two things, it's no longer a coincidence, it's a convergence.
Right.
It's a triangulation.
Right. Hey, I got a clip to go along with what you just said, Rod. I think we found these guys. 3. So these guys, the whole storyline, they just replaced us with them. They took us and put us in their place as if we came over as slaves and germ infested folks and this and that, and then uh,
Remember,
go ahead because you go in on the switch around, the old switcheroo.
yeah. So remember, we got to look at what's contemporary with what major events in order to unravel the mystery behind the history.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember, they want us to disassociate from this land the people that look like us,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
At the same time, they need um, the great debauchery, the degenerate bloodlines to be cured by getting a drop of blood of the original people,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
The one drop of blood doctrine. The 4th generation to transition the color of the skin became a critical understanding based on Mendelian laws of genetics. Now you're talking about Mendel, who was a Catholic priest
Mm-hmm.
studying the genetics of plants.
Mm-hmm.
But the study of the genetics he developed is the standard of our modern day DNA genetic studies,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hey, now, contemporary with that, they had to consider the fact that the people we was fighting look like us.
Right.
But they can't consider the fact if the white man to us don't look white, or what they want us to believe white mean,
Go ahead.
right? So they got to bring people from Europe that need a drop of blood as the standard in the caste system to develop the inferiority complex to subjugate the original people. By telling them that somebody lesser than them is greater than them and make them determined to prove their greatness, it oozes out of their reality of suffering.
Mm.
The more the suffering, the greater the developments to break the suffering are. Great inventions. And all great inventions is to relieve the struggle of performing certain types of tasks, all the way to computer and digital technology.
Mm.
Man trying to take control of how he controls his environment by developing machines, techniques, and strategies to reduce the struggles of the workload.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they had to digitize everything. Right? So now you bring in these new people. Remember, they had a whole European campaign to bring us your religious refugees was a key critical part. That's where your freedom of religion ideology come from.
Mm-hmm.
But the freedom of religion was to suppress all religions that wasn't the Christian religion in the continuation of the Crusades.
That's facts.
Right? So now your black codes and also your Christian codes is the determining factor of the application of the caste system. And the illusion that'll be cast by that is that the caste system is based on skin color. When in actuality, the ones you putting up as the prop at the top is actually the fall guy.
I got a video.
You can't fall from the bottom. You got to fall from the top, so you give you the illusion that somebody else is on top. So you never exercise your power to take the top over. You become consistently durable in your struggles to go along and get along. You're strong enough to take it, so you suffer the longest. Therefore, you at the bottom because you're strong enough to take it more than everybody else. And from that innate strength is how your carbon 666 becomes a diamond crystal, going from a gold age, from an iron age to a golden age, from an analog age to a digital age.
Right.
From the Piscean age to the Aquarian age. from the age of belief to the age of we can figure it out because we know it. To the age of believe what I say, to the age of just go prove me wrong. And then we'll both learn something.
Right.
And that's how you get past all of the shenanigans. Just prove me wrong and we both learn something. Because in order for me to be proven wrong, that means I must have spoken error and I'm not above making errors. And anybody think they're above making errors don't know about Freudian slips. So they can never be able to use that to understand the psychology of how the mind works. So they start bringing these people over here to fill in the blank. Who is the white man? Remember, the paleface lady say there were no people on earth called white people before 1860. Play it. That'll be better. Now, you have to invent white people.
Now before okay, I'm gonna play that clip.
The paleface, when Yakub was having his grafting process, they left some Negroes in charge.
That's right.
When they were sending their product to the Caucasus, they were being transported by some Negroes.
That's right.
Yakub's scientist was black like him. Then they blue black Negroes.
Yeah.
That's and right. They, in turn, would take concubines from these people. The Canaanite is when you read the Sons of Canaan by Malachi, right? Mm-hmm. It's giving you the religious description of how they got there. But when you do the research on the Grimaldi, it tells you the genetic drift of how they got there. Haplogroups, phenotypes, right? The settlements being followed is showing you the outposts that they set up to run from one camp to the next camp in a period of the time in order to transport their product past the Black Sea, Caspian Sea area. Mm-hmm. Right? So this is how you know they condition. Because you got overseers just reporting back to whoever these people is hide and call themselves our moon priests because they don't want to be seen.
Right.
But they getting the accounting of the situation, circumstances, and conditions surrounding the people in the Caucasus. That's why they say they was roped in.
Yep, you're
right. And this is a metaphor because Europa was the goddess sister, daughter of Isis, who the continent was named after. Mm-hmm. Her sister name was Helen, who the Greek territories was named after. Right? But they changed the history by putting stories into mythology and telling you that they didn't really happen, but they really happened at the same time. They transfer mythology into religious texts to confuse the translation of the message. Makes sense. And to control the narrative and the outcome of how people respond to it. Right? So this is what you're looking at when you see them using ideology to advance a cause. Nobody is going to stay content in something that doesn't suit their comfort zone. And as you become uncomfortable, you begin to rebel, but you got different ways by which you rebel. They rebel by blowing us up and tell us that we need to rebel by marching. That don't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Totally irrational.
1864, or like I said, it's 1860 something. It wasn't no term white people.
Right. When they was referring to whites, they was referring to the invaders, the conquistadors.
Mm-hmm.
This is why when you look up free white persons in Black's dictionary, it tell you that they was basically what they call today Black Jews.
Pretty much.
Right. And they was the ones who was being exiled from Europe in the Inquisition. They was coming over here, marrying into the family of the tribes to sell land. This is the source of that miscegenation law. Because the tribes of the land was complaining to the government about the men from foreign tribes that was classified under the law as free white persons was marrying into the tribes, and then they were selling land and making land contract deals that was the prime jurisdiction of the tribal mothers. The men had no say over that, and now you have men coming in because they marry under a Christian code. This is why you needed a Christian code, because you need these women that marry to lose their property rights by marital rights, by surrendering your property rights for marital rights. Because this is why in the Christian church they're always talking about the man being the head of the house.
Yeah, that's right.
But the pharaoh means the lady of the house, the lady that lights the house, the woman of the house. And the man derives his rulership authority from her position as a rightful heir princess who was selected by the queen mother of the potential king to co-govern with her son before she surrendered power to her daughter-in-law, who's going to become the next queen mother. So this was the matriarchal order that they usurped by changing the standard of how property is passed from tribal rights to Christian coded rights. But under the grandfather clause, nobody ever overturned any other tribal law because you can't do it because it's the law of the land. It's not the law of the Admiralty and Maritime. And so we grandfather in using the oral tradition all of our old laws that give us the position to govern ourselves. When they say that we couldn't govern ourselves, so Noble Drew Ali gave them 100 years for us to govern ourselves. We gonna figure it out. And we got multiple organizations that prove that we can govern ourselves. We got our own everything. We don't need them for nothing. They whole military is made up of our children. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
What we need them for.
Right.
So when you read out the BS and you get down to the source of it all, it boils down to good versus evil, right versus wrong. And that's the only thing that make it evil because it's wrong. It's trying to take the place of the right. It's the battle of two positions. The one that wanted and the one that earned it.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad, man. I love the Honorable